Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another scene set in Adesavadar Crusade Season 2. Tonight, we set our scene back within the ever familiar locale of Lady Gaia's haven, her noble estate outside the city. Along the heathland, Thorvuld again has been set to return to provide his sire and Primogen with information surrounding the current ongoings of the city. And that is where we will start this scene as Thorvald just re-enters.
Yeah, I mean, everyone, all the servants and the ghouls know him, so he makes his way into the villa, to the usual room where she holds her meetings. And once the door is opened, he will, as usual, take a kneeling position on the ground. Primogen.
He or she looks about as unfeeling as she always does. Do you want to make a perception empathy roll?
Sure, why not?
It's not going to be an opposed check. You just have to make a standard roll, so she won't roll against you.
It's not like my best dice pool, but nah. She looks unfeeling, but I'm used to it.
She looks, I mean, as cold as she generally always is.
He just waits. He doesn't ever do anything without our permission.
She There is actually a fairly long pause. There is actually a very long pause.
The length of the pause makes him nervous, but he doesn't say anything. He flicks his eyes up slightly to see where she's standing, if she's moved.
She hasn't. She's been almost as still as a corpse. Almost. She'll finally motion to speak after an almost minute-long pause.
He thinks for a minute because he's not sure which piece of news to begin with. Primogen, Margot of Clan Toreador has asked me to come ahead and invite you for a private meeting. He sort of fumbles out a piece of paper, a roll of paper with Margot's writing on it, and puts it down on the desk. It's just like, will you come and meet me in a polite way, I expect. I was tasked with bodyguarding her during a meeting with Soladrin of Clan Setite. Oh, no, he wouldn't say Clan Setite, actually. He'd say the clan of followers of Set. It is his wish that all the Primogen be petitioned to send a task force to an ancient city to recover artifacts of, or investigate artifacts of infernalism. I inform you because he was quite adamant that the Primogen be petitioned for their endorsement on this cause, despite the fact the princes adamantly refused it. We have many issues in the city. I am told that there are lupines in the Setite domain. My next step, with your permission, would be to go and speak with the Primogen of Clan Zamisi. Our allegiance with Clan Lasombra and Clan Toreador holds strong, but a third party would further strengthen the protection that we may need if we are to be attacked by both infernalists and lupines. And I'm not too sure that where exactly the infernalists are hiding. Some say Clan followers of Set, some say Toreador. Nobody really knows. And everyone's wearing a dagger behind their back. He then waits.
She pauses again, but after about 5 seconds, she will rise from her seat. She will walk on over to you.
Mm-hmm.
And she grabs Thorvuld by the back of his neck. Not by the front.
Yeah.
It's kind of weirdly actually how you kind of grab a snake to keep it from biting you. Um, and just with her one hand, just forces him to the floor. Um, in such a way that it leaves. In that he's effectively being crushed against the floor. You have a lot of fortitude, so
Yeah.
it's not like this is going to kill you or anything.
But it bloody hurts. She's really strong.
It, yeah, she's literally like caving your face into the floor.
He doesn't resist. He'll just sort of like not resist her, and then he turns his wrists like upwards in a sign of submission.
Why have I heard that you have insulted elders at court? Why am I hearing from a primogen that you have insulted esteemed members of their clan? She's very even in the way she speaks. She's not coming across, she's not yelling at you.
Can he speak with his face crushed, or like, can he not speak?
Um, he can. After kind of crushing him against the floor, she kind of pulls his neck up ever so slightly, but keeps his forehead pressed to the ground so he can't really make eye contact with her, which is probably a mercy at this point.
One of these infernalist artifacts was at the Elysium, and Lady Irene raised the alarm about it being there. Soladrin was acting suspiciously. I believed he was using a discipline. I was wrong. I apologized. Do not trust him, Primogen. He's eager to get his hands on artifacts that are known to be infernalistic.
You presume far too much. Clearly, I've allowed you far too much autonomy. She kind of looks off to the side for a moment as if thinking. Oh, one moment. Your lineage stems from me. What you have done reflects on me, and now I am left to repair the damage. I will speak with Margot personally. I do not need you to respond. I will do so myself.
Yes, Domina.
As for the Setites, as duplicitous as they are, That only makes the embarrassment all the more severe. That is a debt that will be paid off sooner rather than later.
He doesn't sigh, but you can see his sort of. He tightens, as if in anticipation of being hit, which is what he's used to.
She pauses for another brief moment for lifting you up again, fairly trivially, and just says, "Do not forget your place again. You will not have another opportunity."
He bows, his head low. Yes, Domina. On that note, my final word would be a beg to send another representative of the clan into the city. There are so many questions posed my way that I have not the authority or the years to answer, and I often find myself at the centre of the court's attention, which is not my place as a servant. Perhaps a more esteemed Ancilla would be a better representative. Well, it would be. He doesn't say perhaps it would be. He said would be. He said it would be a better representative of our clan in the city.
I'll leave on that for a brief moment. I just need to go 5-10 minutes. I do apologize.
Okay.
Apologies. RL
No
sucks.
problem.
um yeah, so she's got you well picked up. And after saying you'll not have another opportunity, things become a little bit more as Thorvuld expects these sorts of punishments to be.
Yeah, before he sort of says anything like that, he does mention that he would beg her to send an ancilla or a more experienced or gangrel of rank to the city so that he doesn't have to embarrass her any further by being the only member of the clan gangrel, most prevalently at court.
You may request nothing, and yeah, she will beat Thorvald within an inch of his life.
What, literally?
Yeah, to the edge of torpor.
Right.
It's a bit of a slower process than it was before, which probably makes it even more agonizing. Because because of your development in your supernatural abilities makes the process much slower and drags it out over the course of a few minutes. Whereas back when you're a fledgling, you realize you could have probably done this in a single punch.
He doesn't resist her. He takes it. She's bored. She's worn down his resistance over time.
This is kind of when her facade breaks, and her anger and her beast, as it were, is comes just to the fore. Her fangs are out. Her face is, despite being so corpse-like, is that being a canite is almost alive with fury as she just keeps just beating away at you into the floor, just doing horrible damage to the room and to you, just snapping limbs and kind of just beating open like wounds. It's like as if you're being struck with a mace rather than with a fist. And when Torvald appears, oh no, go ahead.
Well, she says he closes his eyes during it, and he wraps his fingers around the Black Lotus chain. She could probably every now and again she might hear a prayer, just Latin Catholic prayer. It's quite common, but then, you know, beating was a form of uh, worship in Catholicism. So,
She hmm.
but eventually he'll fall silent as he's nearing torpor. Just lays there lifelessly.
she yeah, she ruthlessly beats Torvald to incapacitation. And when he appears unresponsive, uh, she pulls herself up, looks at her bloodied hands. She calls for one of her Gould servants who brings her a bowl of fresh water. She just kind of cleans her hands
I'm guessing he's still conscious. Thorvald's got.
Incapacitation, I don't believe you can actually perceive what's going on around you. Although
I
you
don't
can
know.
heal. You can heal up to crippled. In theory, you can heal as much as you can spend blood, so you can heal up to mauled, I believe.
Um, I mean, I assume he's crippled on lethal.
Yeah,
Incapped on
all
lethal
damage
even.
he's taken has been lethal.
Okay.
Um,
He
uh,
won't. He won't do that in front of her. He'll lay there for a while, because he wants her to. She's exerted dominance, and he wants to. He's submitted to her,
hmm,
so he won't just like heal and get up. That would insult her, and
yeah,
she'll probably just beat him again. So he just lays there and waits.
yeah. She just recomposes herself, washes her hand in this fresh bowl of water that her servants have procured. She sends them away, and then, much like how she talks to you, states that this room is. She expects this room to be clean and repaired by the next dusk. Which, considering the damage she's done, is probably near impossible, which means these people are also probably going to get a similar punishment to the one you suffered. But she will, after all of this, after sending her servants away, just kind of takes one last look at you, kind of the facade having come back up, the sort of aura of nobility, uh, and will just begin walking out of the door.
Thorvald will spend the blood to heal. He'll go down to. He's got 9 blood. Is it 1 blood per lethal? I
It's
forget
one
now.
blood, yeah, yeah. For bashing and lethal, it's one blood to heal. So you can you've taken
He'll spend.
7 damage.
He'll spend 5 points of blood. He'll
Yep,
spend 5.
you bring yourself back up to injured, I think.
Yeah, he's got. Yeah, he's got the extra health level, but it's probably why it took so long for her to beat him down this time.
The puncture wounds in your body begin to knit. Um, the bruises largely begin to subside. Uh, but a few sprained limbs remain.
He struggles to his feet, looks at the bloodstained lotus in his hands, and kisses it. And then he'll make the sign of the cross and limp his way out.
And I think that's where we can call this scene. Thank you, Bertha Tang. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you all next time.